Little man has a problem this morning. Yesterday, he managed to get over into the weeds and take a big bite on our drive. And so today, he's pretty wondery about wanting to go over into the weeds so he can get a big bite. So, I'm having to really pay attention to where he's going. And it's relatively cool out right now. It's probably only, 80 something. But still way better than 102 that it will be later today. So we're going to just keep moving. Do not chase Amy. Leave Amy alone. He says, nope, I'm going to chase Amy down. Amy's not the one that's the problem. It's Nikki. No, we are not going over in the weeds. Pretty soon you're going to get a side check on, and then you won't be able to do that. It's turning into side check time of year. One of the things he's getting to do on many days is drag the arena when we're done going out for our drive. He says, that's a lot of work. To which I have to say, yeah, it is. And that's the point. Building muscles, getting stronger, turning into a big, stout boy. He is just a shade under 15 hands. This is Green Tree Ladies' man. He is a 3-year-old Morgan gelding who belongs to Jennifer Peterson in Mound, Minnesota. Keep it up. You're dragging here. I'm sorry about the camera jerking around, but the bugs are pretty bad landing on my face today, and so I'm having to do some self-care, self-protection. It's pretty annoying, but it does keep them off my face. First thing that happened this morning was we drove around the corner of the arena into the yard, and there was a whole swarm of little tiny bugs hit all over my face. Apparently the fly spray he has on today is very good because he is not being harassed, which is absolutely wonderful. And no, I won't use it on me. We did have, not too long after we moved here, Dave had pyrethrin poisoning. If I'd realized what was going on with him, we probably would have been in the hospital. But kept him home and just got him through it. So we're extremely careful with the pyrethrins for ourselves. Very careful. And it's interesting because the pyrethrins are made from chrysanthemums. Although I'm sure they've come up with a chemical way to do them. Yeah, this is nice soft ground, isn't it? It was very muddy. It has not settled down completely yet, so it's nice and soft. And unlike some of the horses I've driven who absolutely freak out about tracks across the road, he could care less. He says, yep, there are tracks across the road, big deal, which is wonderful. Oh, I was going to hook him to a different, taller cart today so I could see down in the playa, because ours is dug deeper in one section, and I would love to know if there's water in there. But I can't see it from this carriage, from this cart, because it's low. I like driving my young horses to a low vehicle. Something exciting happens, I'm in no danger of tipping over. We used to have a meadow brook that was not a lot taller, but it was some taller, and my mother managed to tip it over. Dad was sitting on the uphill side, definitely outweighed Mom, and landed on her, and she landed on a rock, and boy was she a mess for a while. has always stuck in my mind. I'm not interested in taller vehicles for the most part. Yes, I know it's a lot easier to see. Look how tall the corn is getting. Isn't that wonderful? That's what happens when you have 1 3/4 inches of rain on it. That followed 1.5 inches. And farmers, bless their hearts, keep track of it on their computer because they have some kind of internet connection to their rain gauges. Keep it up. Can we make a circle? Probably not. My reins are way too long. Very nice. Very nice. Come on. Bend, bend, bend. We're going to make another one. And then you can turn and go the other way. What a good boy. All right. There have been days that it's been so muddy, we've made it this far and then turned around and gone home again. Back the way we came because of the deep mud. Yeah, we have a wider area here. We can make a nice turn. Pay attention. I know that corn looks awful good, doesn't it? No grazing on the crops. Nope. And we'll get you out to graze on the weeds in the yard. We would like it if our whole yard would be buffalo grass, but it has not advanced that far yet. Are you ready for a walk? Should we walk for a little bit? Good boy. Now walk on. Walk on. If I have to, he says. Walk up. Walk up. And he's getting a nice overstride. Walk on. And there's a plant right there that I would love to get my camera on. So maybe we'll just make a big turn here so I can do that so you can see what devil's claw looks like while it's growing. Come around. Come around. I've discovered if I sit on my reins, I can then run my hand up my reins and shorten them. Okay, whoa. That big leafed plant right down there. Walk up. Let's get it in the sunshine. That is a devil's claw. It will come out with pink flowers. Oh, I think there's another one up here that's already... Here's one that's blooming. I was hoping that devil's claw would do a very nice job on pain for me. And instead what it does is... Whoa. There it is. And there's some of the pretty pink flowers. Walk on. And let's come around. My horses do not panic when I drop a rein. they understand that it happens. And so they're okay with my taking the time to gather them up. But if I sit on my reins, I can run my hands down my lines and shorten them pretty easily. Unfortunately, we're walking over goat heads, and that's one of the big reasons for pain right now, as I've been hoeing. And as some of you know, I have broken both arms in the same way, falling on stall mats, and so my wrists do not like hoeing. So we'll go back to the shovel. But boy, am I stiff. Such is life. But some of them are already putting out berries, and I really, really, really want to get them dug up before they do much more. You know what? Let's working trot. What a good boy. He says, you know, it was maybe 80 when we left the barn. He said, I'll bet it's about 85 by now, maybe a little higher. All the blackbirds. We were in a parking lot yesterday, and I almost pulled my camera out. There was a brown bird that was harassing the patooties out of a little grackle. And it was a male grackle, and I don't know whether that was a female grackle or a female something else. But oh my gosh, was she taking dives at him and pecking at him and stuff. It was kind of cool to watch. She finally drove him away. And I don't know what she was driving him away from, but she did it. That's a killdeer that you hear going beep, beep, beep. And the killdeers, for some reason, think that we are after their nests. And what they don't know is we don't want anything to do with their nests. We're going to just keep on trotting. Get your head up. You know the rules out here. Yes, it's that horrible motor. Trot on. That's a boy. Good boy. I'm going to take advantage of that motor making him want to hustle. And he's... Whoop. Okay? Nope, nope, nope. You just trot. He's beginning to learn to use his hind end. I don't know what that was, but it was startling. Come up here. No. Trot. That's a boy. All right, we're going to drop to a slower trot. Come back to a working trot. Yes, we have to go through all the tall weeds. He says, if I'm really good at it, I could just stick my head down and get a bite on the way by. And now he's acting a little bit like I didn't get his chest sprayed well enough. Come back. Let's go around this culvert, please. Thank you. That's a good boy. Walk on. My goodness, there are a lot of birds out this morning. They too are saying, you know, it's not so hot right now. Walk on. Yes, if we can get off the caliche and over onto the wheat field, we'll do that. There goes Amy bouncing through it. She's hoping there's still water standing in that puddle. I don't think there is. Oh, yep, there's water in a wheel track. Poor Nikki hasn't come and found it yet. Walk on. I understand not wanting to take long strides on the caliche. Yes, I do. I think we could go down now. He says, good, let's get off these rocks. No eating. No eating. He just dumped Doodlebug off the seat, halfway off the seat. She's waiting for me to pick her up. Nope, she decided to just get down in the bottom of the cart. Okay, now we're out here on the wheat. It's nice surface. It's working trot. That's a good, ooh, and there's a cool breeze right here. Yay, we'll take it. Helps keep the bugs off. She's just sitting in the bottom where she gets the breeze, and she's also in the shade. She's a smart little dog. Doodlebug. Doodles. That's a good girl. Yeah, she's a good girl. I don't want to be over there. Too many tall weeds. Oh yeah, they're nice and tall there. There's some very tall weeds over here. His concentration is on his mouth. Good boy. Let's go over this way. This is a nice big area, another nice big area where we can make circles and that's a boy. Very nice. Very nice. Now let's make another one to the right. Oh, it's going to take us through all the rough stuff. So we're going to cut this short. And hey, you found the big rock. Oh. There we go, good boy. Now we're going to go this way instead of over that way because there are shorter weeds this way. And the road is better if we go around the big scary beast. Oh, for pity's sake, you're going to have to go over and touch it. No, we're not going to do that. Walk. Walk. He says, but we're headed home. Yeah, you're going to walk over and look at him. The minute I make him head over to it, he says, oh, well, okay. Does that scare the poop out of you? Good boy. Touch it. Touch it. No eating. Walk up. That's a good boy. All right, now you can come left. Come left, hard left. Good boy. Out of the weeds, onto the road. And I'm tickled I was able to do that one-handed, even though I had a bug biting me. That's what the strange camera work was there. I have given up on my GoPro camera because it and my computer refuse to converse. So, they don't have to. I'll just go with what I know works. Thank you, Samsung. Walk on. Nice long walk. Nice long strides. That's not a long stride. Come on, stride out. Walk on. There you go. And what I'm doing to know that is I'm able to watch his footfalls and where his tracks are. And there haven't been any tracks out here in a couple of days, so I don't have to wonder which ones are which. Well, actually, I've got some off to the side. And they are absolutely a working trot because there aren't lots of footprints. There are two left, two right, and that's it. That's a boy. Walk on. And the last thing we did yesterday was work the arena, and I don't know that anybody's been in there since, so I don't know that we need to do it today. That darn bug bit me right over where the black widow bit me. Now it itches. Walk on. That's a good boy. The easy way to do this camera work, by the way, is that I have my camera in my right hand and my right elbow is sitting on against my body. So it's very stable. And I don't have to use my muscles necessarily to hold it up. It does make my shoulder tired, but not my arms. There you go. He says, oh yeah, we're almost home. I can stride out a little bit. Good deal. He says, this is really boring to drive where there aren't any weeds to want to try. Yes, it is. Get over it. You don't need to put your head down to your knees. When I drive my young horses out, I always use a slow twist Bristol bit, or slow twist French link. And I do that because I can be as light on her mouth as I want to be, but when exciting stuff happens, like a four-wheeler suddenly shows up, you want to go through the puddle with Amy? That's fine. He says, no, I want to go over to the puddle, and then say, oh my God, I can't go through the puddle. Silly horse. But when exciting things happen, it's very nice to have enough bit to be able to get control back. If I have any trouble getting control back, then I've got a little bit more rein to do that with, or a little bit more bit to do that with. We were out driving one day, and one of the people with a semi in the neighborhood had just had it fixed, and they were literally out hot rodding that, and my horse was very frightened. It was not a good scenario, and I was very glad to have that bit. What are you doing? You're not going to fall around the tree. Thank you. And now we'll go back through the cones, back through the bugs. That's the only problem with being in the grass, is it shoots up all the darn bugs that are sitting in the grass. And he's getting the idea about going through the cones cleanly instead of flipping one over for a while. Oh dear, I think we're going to avoid that. There's a huge bunch of little tiny bugs. Well, I guess we aren't going to avoid it. They seem to be living in that cone. Guess I know where I'm going to spray next. Let's go through the grass. In spite of the bugs, it's more comfortable on your feet. If you go any slower, we'll be going backwards. Walk on. No. And this is something that they sometimes get to doing just for the fun of it, is flipping a tail over the rein. Dunny does that. And so one of the things I do is braid the end of the tail and tie it to the cart, and then they can't do that. Oh, what a good boy. Whoa. Come back. Come back. Come back. Walk up. Walk up. Perfect. Have a great day, everybody. We sure are.